from Delta, British Columbia.
Yeah.
This sounds like a beautiful place. How do you feel having grown up in such an amazing part of the world, but maybe a little bit remote compared to the major cities where the music scene were happening at that time?
Yeah, when I grew up, I was kind of scared of the big city. Yeah, I grew up and it was a smaller town and a lot of wilderness. So I spent a lot of times hiking and running through the woods with friends, stuff like that. So I was kind of sheltered. I was kind of scared of the big cities. And it's kind of ironic now. I spend most of my time in the concrete jungle going from London to New York. And now I live in Los Angeles. But I think maybe that was good for me because it gave me a perspective of always kind of being on the outside and having almost this affection for, the bright lights in the big city, that cliche. Well, I think maybe when I was growing up playing in a band, it was almost like they helped me get to that place, I think.
Good. And you've been touring extensively during the last months. How has the Carnival of Madness been so far?
It's been great. We tour with our friends, which is the best part. You spend summer with bands you get along with, and friends, people you've done a lot of tours with. We've done the Blackstone Cherry guys for years now. It's just good to see. It makes everything very comfortable. It takes away a lot of these unknowns. You tour with new bands, you're always curious if they're going to be, a-holes or rock stars. It turns out that we've been pretty lucky. A lot of bands we tour with, we get along with great. So the fans on that side have been amazing too. I mean, everyone knows that right now the economy is terrible everywhere around the world, and it's almost like you see a lot more people come together, a lot more bands kind of touring and doing these carnivals and doing these festival-esque type tours where you're putting a lot of bands on one bill. It's almost the 1 + 1 = 3 kind of rule where you put some bands together, it creates a bigger audience. And we've just been super pumped to do these things.
Yes, very good answer, really. And is there any particular city where you would like to go back soon and play live again?
Any city?
Yes. Play basically everywhere apart from Italy, but...
any place we've been to before or
Yes.
haven't been to?
That you've been before, both, let's say.
We played in France, Paris a couple times. I just like going because I love Paris. But it's kind of a show as well. I like to kind of play there more just because I love that city. And I think some of the big festivals, like we played Rock am Ring and Rock am Park in 2003. That was the last time I actually played those festivals. We haven't been back since, so I think those would be great to go play again because it's the same kind of idea where you put a ton of bands on one bill and everyone comes out. The fans like the different bands, but they're all in one place together. For me, that's a great festival to be on.
Good. And speaking about your last album, The Truth Is, has been out for a while now. And how has the response been so far that you play live for a while as well?
It's been great. It's definitely, for us, it's a continuation of our last record, Scarlet Souvenirs. We let off with a single called Low Life, which for us is very typical of Theory of a Deadman, the style of the song, lyrics. And then we kind of continue that on to something kind of new. Where on the new record we had a horn section on 2 songs, which we've never done before. And it's got more of this rockabilly sound. It's kind of something we're experimenting with. But the fans love it, and for us it's so fresh and exciting. We literally play, in our headline shows we play like, I think 5 or 6 songs with the new record, which a lot of bands don't do a lot of. But for us it just feels like the last 2 records seem to be so fresh and exciting. We get some fans that come out and be like, why didn't you play anything off the first record? And we're like, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, it's different.
And The Truth Is your 4th album already at such a young age. Would you say that the songwriting process now has become easier for you?
Yeah, I would say it's become easier. Not in the sense, a technical term, but more or less it's easier because I figured out what I want to say and how I want to say it. I think when I was a teenager, I could play guitar and I figured out how to sing, but I never really knew what to say and how to say it, how to write it down on paper. And it took me years to figure out, okay, I've got this idea, I want to write a song about this. You know, how do I do that? How do I write a song about this? And I think for me, I've figured out how to do that now. So that's how it's become easier, which is fun because that's the funnest part for me is to be able to finish a song and look at it like it's a piece of, like it's a painting or something. And I'm proud of what I made and I'm happy and on to the next one.
And I read this very interesting quote of you saying that when I write, I either want to kiss someone on the lips or punch them on the face.
Yeah.
And it's a very interesting quote. Does it mean that, is that why your songs sound so emotionally defined then? They're very clear in what you want to express, I think.
I think that's what defines rock and roll, I think, is not necessarily the idea of some sort of rebellion against, you know, everything. But it's more or less, I'm just trying to get a reaction out of someone. If I'm writing a love song and I'm kissing someone on the lips metaphorically, I want to get a reaction out of it, even though it's a very loving, innocent song. The same the other way. If I'm singing a song about how much I hate something, I want to really get a reaction out of the fans. That's some of the most comments that I get from fans is wow, you really were angry when you wrote this song. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, I don't want someone to listen to one of our songs and be like, boring, next, fast forward. You know, and that's how I feel that music should be. You should definitely, you know, it needs to have some sort of strong dynamic, and anything in the middle is a waste of time.
Very good point, absolutely. And Beach Came Back and Hurricane is my favorite sequence in the album. How did you get inspiration for these two songs?
Hurricane was an idea I had from quite a while ago. It's more or less about us, people being in turmoil, whether or not it's being in a relationship or being somewhere physically where they're being torn apart by you know, anything. The great thing about songwriting is it doesn't necessarily have to be about me. And once the song is recorded, like Hurricane, it gets to go to the fans. It becomes their song. So, for example, a fan can listen to Hurricane and relate to it in the sense that maybe one of their parents died in a car crash, and they could relate to that time in their life and how it tore them apart. How it was like this metaphoric hurricane came in and destroyed their life. And for me, that's what's great, is that I come up with these ideas that came from something in my life, and then once I finish it, it goes out to the fans, and they can, decipher it into something that relates to their life. But yeah, Hurricane and Bitch Came Back are two punches in the face, I think.
That's like the sequence, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good sequence. Yeah. And going back to touring, you've toured with so many interesting, cool bands. What was it like to tour with Motley Crue in 2008, 2009?
That was a highlight for sure. I remember they're one of those bands I grew up listening to. I remember seeing Kickstart My Heart video on MTV or whatever it was. And these guys look so gnarly and makeup on and stuff. And it was just kind of odd and different. But I just loved the riffs, and I loved how catchy the songs were. And so when we went on tour with them, it was very surreal for quite a while. And you got to know the guys and realize they're just people like anyone else, and they're really nice and down to earth. It's almost like you want to keep it a secret because you don't want everyone else in the world to know that these guys are actually nice, regular guys that don't wear makeup when they wake up in the morning. So it was really amazing to be on the other side, backstage, where no one else gets to see Motley Crue like that. And their fans are great. It was definitely the best tours that we've been on, for sure.
Good. And how do you feel playing at Wembley tonight?
This is it's definitely one of those dream come true nights for us. We actually got to play at Madison Square Garden with Motley Crue, and in a sense, this is kind of, Wembley Arena it's been here for quite a while, so this is a nostalgic place. And I think for the UK it would be kind of like that nostalgic place for them, where if you grew up in the UK, play Wembley Arena would kind of be like making it. You know? So for us to get over here finally and play in front of thousands of people in London is definitely a dream come true.
Yeah, so all the best for tonight. I'm sure it's going to be a great show.